Good morning, beautiful being. It's so nice to be out here again with the birds and the rubbish truck and life carrying on as it does. Let me just show you some fresh Spanish iris flowers now that they're here. Excuse me. There you go. They all got beaten up by the weather recently, but there's one. And they're very elegant. They really are. I'm very fond of this iris. Let me step back so you can see how the plant works, so to speak. There it is. It's just beautiful. And they keep going. They, a lot of iris, they flower and then that's it for the year, but these ones keep going for quite a long time. And behind you can see the lilies coming up. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Andrew. Good morning, Mike. It's lovely to see you. And look, this is late spring. We have dahlias coming up. They'll be flowering soon. And we have these ferns and the cotinus in the background. It's quite a poster shot, really. And yes, I do need the rebar there. I've got to stake the dahlias or they will get blown over because it gets windy. So what else can I show you? This is in between times. The roses are yet to flower and so are the lilies. But we do have some early starters. A single hot red, orange, miniature rose. Come on, let's have some focus here, camera. Sort it out. Come on, you can do it. We know you can. There you go. Now we have some sharpness. Hi, Sanchia. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. So there it is. This rose has been languishing in too much shade, and now it's saying, oh my God, there's light. Let there be light for the roses. The last of the sedum flowers. They're beautiful, even when they fall over and they're nearly finished. Oh, look at this. You haven't seen this for a while. It's like a firework in slow motion. It just goes up. It's a kaboom. It gets tall. There's another piece of rebar there because I got to tie it up or it gets destroyed. And there it is. And look at these cute little... These are the flower heads, see? Look at the cute little collars around them and the gorgeous green of the sprouting foliage. And there's 3 wise men in a row there. So, and I was not able to deadhead in the weekend because it was raining and then Sunday was frantic. Look, we have roses coming. This is the compassion rose. And the sweetheart rose, or Camille Brunner, is already, Cecile Brunner, not Camille, is already coming out. It's early. So they're beautiful, sweet little roses. And lots more coming. So, oh my goodness, let's look at these. I will cut them down because otherwise I'll have a massive invasion. But look at what bluebells do when they run to seed. Huge. And if you break these open, they're all full of little babies. So you can see why I can't just let that happen. And magnolias, look at the tree. Good morning, Julian. It's great to see you. The last of the cherry blossom really is, it's pretty much past it, but that means the leaves are coming. Excuse me, tickly throat. And look, more roses. So the garden here in the front is all about potential, really. It's all about things that are just about to happen. And I think that's a fairly good readout on what's happening on planet Earth, actually. But there you go. So, today I want to talk about density. Don't you love associative networks in the brain? I say density, and what flies into my head, good morning, Jim, is the line from Back to the Future. You are my density. When George McFly is talking to the future Mrs. McFly and screws up his words. It's just, this is how the brain works. So, the question was, how do you deal with other people's density? Those people who get in your space, those people who trigger you, those people who, they walk into the room and you think, oh God, that person. How do you deal with that? And I thought, what a fantastic question. I'm so grateful one of you asked me that question because it's a really good question. And you see, I have to state right up front, I no longer have to deal with this because I live in my little glass house. I don't throw stones, at least I try not to. But I work at home and I live here and I walk to the top of the hill and I see the beautiful view and I take pictures. And very rarely, through choice, and that choice has had consequences for me, which I'm still dealing with, but I live a very peaceful life. So I just have to say that right up front. I remember when I was still working in an office, I had difficult people and I didn't know how to deal with them back then the way that I would now, but I'm sure I would still find it challenging. So I just want to set that as the background of what I'm saying. So, what I have learned is that in some ways, what I've just told you doesn't matter. It's not hard, is it? You walk out your front door and you're going to meet people and some of them will just absolutely rile you up, whatever it is. Now the first thing is, there's been a lot of teaching for light workers and people who want to hold the light and people who want to grow and, not be affected by circumstances and all that. To protect yourself, to shield yourself, to put yourself in a bubble, to all of that. And it's a great principle, it's a great idea. The problem I have with that, and I got this from Cryon many years ago and it made so much sense to me, I have never shifted from this awareness now because I think it's true. That when you put yourself inside something, and say, I'm keeping everything out that I don't like, you're on the defensive. You're saying, I need protection. You're saying that thing I have to keep out because I can't deal with it. So you are immediately acknowledging yourself as disempowered and I'm not big enough for this and all of that. And that's the problem for me to do with shielding, all of that stuff. G'day Sandy, lovely to see you. That's why I don't do that. Now what I learned from Cryon so many years ago, so many lifetimes ago now, is that if you're a light worker, lighthouse, you want to bring light to your world in whatever way you want to do it. The lighthouse is made for storms. It's innate in you. You are made to shine in the darkness. So when there is darkness and when there is storm and when there are waves crashing on, we've all seen the picture of that lighthouse that's built on a rock, literally in the middle of the sea, and the huge waves that hit in massive plumes of foam and everything. When it's like that, the lighthouse doesn't hunker down and shut its light and close all the doors and, wrap itself up and put on the shutters. No, it turns up the light. It turns it up. So that's the first thing. Rather than thinking I have to keep people out, realise that when you feel invaded, when you feel the person, the circumstances, whatever are getting to you, that is the first thing is, oh my goodness, I need to be stronger about who I am and who I'm choosing to be, and I need to focus on myself and not the other person and the other thing and whatever they're doing and all that stuff. And that's the next point. Because as soon as you engage with someone or something you don't like, you are making it stronger. By saying, I have to keep that out, your very resistance, it's like it's there in your head. You're saying, I have to keep that out, I have to keep that out, I have to keep that out. And all the time, you're paying attention to the thing that you have to keep out. So it gets bigger and bigger and bigger in your awareness because you're saying, I'm aware of it and I have to keep it out. I'm aware of it and I have to keep it. I'm aware of it. It doesn't work. That's also why I don't think shielding yourself is particularly effective. Because all the time you're thinking what you're shielding yourself from. And that reminds you that, you're weak and you need to protect yourself and all of that. Not helpful at all to me. So, realising that if you are pushing against something or someone that you don't like, it's the same kind of thing as if you have a donkey and you're trying to lead it somewhere and it doesn't want to go and you are pulling on it. It's just a tug of war, but instead of a tug of war, it's a push of war. It's like the more I push against you, the more it's going to push back. Because you're paying attention to it, right? The more you pay attention to it, the bigger it gets in your awareness. That's just what the brain does. Just like when I said density, and immediately my brain went left and centre and behind and went, oh yeah, let's pull out this funny line from Back to the Future. That's what the brain does. So the more you think about something, the more you think about it, and your brain recruits more neural networks to make that thought bigger. Oh, bless you, Barry. Well, we're going to have to do something about this before we finish the conversation. Thank you for making me realise that I need to get practical today, because there is something you can do. So, realising that, putting your attention on that person, that thing, and also, oh my God, this part's challenging, the feelings in your body, which can be so intense. That's a big choice. Oh my God, I got to stop paying attention to this. Fuck! How do I do this? It's like a roaring lion. Of course, you're in survival, right? You are, when you're feeling that bad, your frontal lobe, your conscious mind, your thinking brain is pretty much offline. You're running on stress hormones coming from the chemical brain, which is in the middle of your head. And that drives, when the chemical brain is in charge because you're in stress, the only thing you want to do is run or fight or freeze. That's it. Run, fight, hide. Those are the choices you have. It's very hard to think. It's very hard to react like a rational human being. You tend to behave like someone who's under threat. It's me first, or let me get the hell out of here. So, challenging, right? But that's what's going on. That's why it feels so bad. Because you are literally in that state, feeling like you're being chased by a tiger. And the problem is there's no tiger to run away from and go, oh my God, that's over now. Now I can relax again. It's just you're permanently, it's like sitting in a car in neutral with your foot on the gas and it's, and you can't stop it, right? So, you got to get your attention off the thing, the person, whatever. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Practically, we're going to do it. Yay! The other thing to realise, of course, is that whatever it is in your environment, in your world, in your family, in your circumstances, whatever it is, me too, absolutely me too, whatever it is that upsets you, it can only do that because somewhere, somehow, some place inside of you, there is something that is resonating with it. Now, not uncommonly, you've experienced bad things in your past and somebody or something outside of you reminds you of those, and kaboom, the experience, those associative networks, right? The brain goes, oh, this looks like that thing that was awful, I need to run away from this tiger again. And that's how we get into this completely revving in neutral mode. You got your foot on the gas because you want to run away, but there's nothing to run away from, so you've got your foot on the brake as well. Very stressful, very unpleasant. But to realise that the reaction and the response is entirely you, and it actually may have nothing or very little to do with the person that's completely pissed you off or made you lose your rag or terrified you, whatever it is. I mean, it may be completely directly related to them. They may be a perpetrator, they may be a scary person, or whatever. But also, quite often, you can react to someone and think, what the hell? I was feeling fine and now I want to kill them. What? So, you got to realise that your reaction is yours, period. Whatever reason, justifiable or not, there is for that person outside you or that situation outside you, making you scared or mad or sad, depressed, despondent, shameful, guilty, whatever. Oh my God, Andrew, yeah, people can piss you off, but it's showing you something in you. It is totally showing you something in you. Because if you take 10 people and expose them to the same triggering comment or person or whatever it is, they won't all react the same way as you do. It's like, oh shit, it's me. Okay, let me look at the clock. Okay, this is good. I don't think I'm going to talk about this so much anymore. I think we're going to do something about it. What do? I mean, you've heard me say this, but let's do it, right? Let's do it. First of all, okay, I am aware that I have flown off the handle. I have lost my rag. I am feeling like I want to hit somebody, or I want to run away, or I want to go into a corner and hide, pull a blanket over me and just hope the world disappears while I'm there. Acknowledge your state of being. Please don't analyse it. It doesn't matter how or why it happened. The only thing that matters is that we break this reaction that you're having. We break what's called we shorten what's called the refractory period. And the refractory period, official scientific name, is the name for however long it is that your emotional reaction lasts. Now here's a scary fact. When something triggers you, thought fires, neurotransmitters, neuropeptides, hormones, kaboom, emotion. You know how long that physically lasts? If you haven't heard me say it, take a guess. Alright, spoiler alert, 90 to 120 seconds. That's it. By 2 minutes, if it's still going, we're keeping it going. It's like, oh, feck. I've been feeling like shit for the last month because of something that happened. You mean I'm doing that to myself? Yeah, you are. Now, don't beat yourself up about it. It's just because of how the brain associates things, and also because the body gets addicted to the chemistry. It does. It gets addicted to it. And then it's like, well, I need this rush of hormones just to feel like me. Without the hormones, I don't know what to feel. I've got no energy because, they give you a huge rush of energy, those stress hormones. It doesn't feel good, but, it vamps you up. It wires up the brain. It's like, I'm ready now. I'm wired. We got to shorten the refractory period. So how do you do that? So let's just do it. So you've acknowledged your state of being. You realise that it's you that's having the experience. No matter what the trigger is, it's you. So you got to change you, right? And you can actually do that independent of whatever it is that's going on around you. I mean, short of somebody pointing a pistol at your head, well, that's like a tiger. But for most of us, we're sitting in our own skins, reacting to things that are not actually a physical threat to us. However, our bodies are in this state of, oh my God, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I want to kill somebody. I want to fade into nothing. I'm scared. I'm sad. Whatever it is. All of those things are feelings that come out of those stress hormones. Fundamentally, it's all the same. Just the triggers are different. Okay, so you acknowledge it. What I want to invite you to do now is to start by putting your awareness in the flow of air in and out of your nose. So, literally, pay attention just to your nostrils and notice the air going in and out. Preferably breathe through your nostrils. Most people can. Some people find that difficult. If you can, do. And if you have to mouth breathe, make it as slow and as gentle as you can. Pay attention to it. And you can pay attention to the flow of the air. Just the flow. I'm not asking you to change how you're breathing. Just notice the flow of the air and follow it inside your head and notice the space. There's a big space in behind your nose. There's a hole there, right? The nasal cavity. Find the inside of your head and explore the space inside your head. Just pay attention to it. Pay attention to that. Strange, isn't it? What do you mean? There's no tiger out there. Right now, you're just paying attention to the air coming in your nose. Oh, I can feel that. Well done. And the space inside your head, your nasal cavity. It's a really nice thing to do. So just let your attention rest in there. And if you're thinking, well, what do I pay attention to? Because my brain is wanting to zip off to the side and, remember there's air flowing through. So imagine the air flowing through and notice it and feel it on the inside of your head. Feel it inside your nose as you breathe in and out. So now, can you put your attention in the space on either side of your head, around your ears? Just put your attention there. I'm glad you can feel it, Mike. You see, we change in the field, don't we? And we're all connected in this space, so you feel it when we change. Put your attention on either side of your head, either, around your ears. Just breathe. And if you like, you can imagine your breath flowing in and out of your ears. Why not? It's a good way to let out some steam. Breathe in and out of the space around your ears. And I know it's windy out here, but I don't want to go inside. So we'll just deal with the fact that it's windy out here. Breathe in and out and notice the space around your ears. Now, can you let your attention drift, and I do mean drift, as if it's being carried like a dandelion puff on a very soft breeze, down into the space around your neck. Can you put your attention around your neck, like a donut, but it's not tight, it's soft and it's open, and you're putting your awareness just in the space around your neck. And keep breathing. You can feel the air coming and going inside your throat, and you can put your attention in the space around your neck. Give yourself this. And And if your brain's wandering off and trying to convince you about all the things you should be worrying about, just bring it back. It's like you're training a dog, saying, no, come heel, come here, come with me. We're just going to put our attention here. If you like, you can, how do I say this? With your attention around your neck, you can actually go in a circle around your neck if that helps you. But with practice, you can start to put your attention around your neck all at the same time. So your awareness is in front of you and behind you and beside you and, each diagonal. Just breathe with that. It takes a little practice. If you're feeling really it takes some work, but you're doing it. How perfect, you're editing dandelions. Dandelion puffs floating on a breeze is a great way to think of your awareness as it moves. And now I'm going to ask you to move your awareness into the center of your chest. So that's behind your breastbone, right? In the middle of your chest. Just below your chin, not far below your chin at all. Just put your awareness in there, sink it in there gently. And just breathe, and you can feel your breath in your chest now. Breathe in and out. Yeah, it works really well, Sandy. What we're doing is a bit of an open focus meditation. So put your attention in your heart. Breathe in and out of your heart. This is heart breathing, and this will actually, with practice, induce heart coherence. And then it will induce brain coherence, and you will feel more like yourself than you have in a very long time. Breathe in and out of your heart. Breathe in and out. It's such a good feeling. I was doing it for an hour last night. That's a story I'm not telling. Breathe in and out. It changes your body. And now, just before we run out of time, let your awareness kind of seep outwards from your heart into the space around your body. The space around your upper body. So like what you did around your neck, but around your body. Open up into the space around your body and keep breathing. So you're breathing in and out of your chest. And I can feel you all starting to become more coherent. It does work really well, and there's science as to why this works. It is reproducible, it is repeatable, you can do this. It takes an effort, it takes a choice. And you know who I learned it from. My inspiration, Dr. Joe Dispenza. I'm very, very grateful I learned to do this and that I can share it with you. It's a simple, open focus meditation. You can do it standing up and walking around the garden. It's easy, or rather it's simple. Sometimes it's very hard, but this is how it works. So I know I'm out of time because I checked the clock, but I invite you, when I finish the stream in a minute, to turn off your phone. And just practice that for a little bit longer yourself with your eyes closed. Give yourself a gift. Practice this and realise that the next time you get stirred up, which might happen quite soon if your body's used to doing it, that you can do this again. And the more you do it, and the more you say, hang on body, we're not going to do that anymore, over time, your body will become accustomed to being more like this more often. Speaking from experience, I know that's what happens. Big love. Thank you so much for joining in with me. I'd love to know what you think. I'd love to know what happened. If you struck any roadblocks, let's talk about them. Big love. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.